But it's really, really, truly an honor to be here with so many friends and so many amazing partners. I am Brooke Learman. I'm the 34th Comptroller of the state of Maryland, and I'm the first woman ever to hold this position. Thank you. And I'm truly, truly honored to be here tonight and incredibly humbled to have been asked, really moved to offer some remarks tonight. This is such an important gathering, and I look forward to attending future ones. And we're here first and foremost coming together to preserve and honor Jordan's memory. But we're also here to do more than that. We're here to help deliver on the Jordan McNair Foundation's mission of keeping our kids safe from harm. And I'll return to the importance of that mission momentarily, but first I want to thank everybody. From Tanya, a mother with more strength than I can imagine. Yes, please. I marched in my son's Little League parade this morning, and seeing those Little League photos really brought things home. To Marty, someone who's become a friend and a partner, and I love to cheerlead for him, and he's been an amazing cheerleader for me. Thank you to Patrice, Ellis, the whole family. It's just such an honor to be here tonight. Thank you. So thank you to all of you as well who took the time to share your support by being here in person this evening. I know that a night like tonight, while festive, can in some ways be difficult, as it brings to the surface memories of loved ones like Jordan that we've lost from our lives. And I'm here tonight to remind everybody that their lives had value and their spirit lives on through the work that we all in this room are so, so honored to do. Jordan Martin McNair was loved in life and lives on, as well as the more than 140 student athletes who have passed away since 2016 live on and their spirit lives on. These young men and women had lives that mattered because we all collectively have resolved to make them matter and to ensure that the bodies of our student athletes are cared for. Specifically, I'd like to think that we all of here are here on a Saturday night and are resolved to make lasting changes in policy and practice so that other families and friends and communities don't have to suffer similar losses. And in 2019, I met Marty, and his understanding of the health needs of our students and my understanding of the economic disadvantage we created for students came together. They came together in the form of the Jordan McNair Safe and Fair Play Act. Our goal by introducing that bill was to ensure that we prevented the future loss of lives like Jordan's and to change the landscape of college sports so that players were treated more fairly and more equitably in every way. When that bill passed, and it took 3 years, but we persisted, when that bill passed, yes, it took a while, but we pressed on. When it went into effect on July 1, 2021, we not only took important steps forward, like ensuring that players were allowed to profit off their name, image, and likenesses, but we also established imperative and important measures to protect student athletes' physical and emotional well-being. We demonstrated that the state of Maryland values our student athletes' lives by codifying precautions for athletes who suffer a heat-related illness like Jordan did in 2018. And passing that bill was one of the proudest moments of my time in the General Assembly. Working to ensure passage of that legislation mattered so much, and I knew it had the potential to keep more families from suffering the shattering pain that comes from losing a loved one, and losing that person to a totally preventable illness. And incredible as that moment was, Marty wasn't done, and neither was I. That was just the starting point. And as you just learned about in the video, we moved on. Because if you're an athlete in college, chances are pretty high that you were an athlete in high school too. And we had to make sure that our student athletes in high school also were safe. Maryland now has some of the strongest laws in the entire country protecting our student athletes. And that is in no small part thank you to this foundation. Legislation like this saves lives, but it only happens when advocates and organizations like the McNair Foundation people like Ellis, like Marty, like Tanya, like Patrice, like Wes, like many of you, come together working with legislators and our state electeds to educate us and to ensure that we are doing all we can to value and save lives. And for that, I will be forever grateful.
And the main thing is, we never saw this. Nobody had to tell us to say, hey, go out here and advocate, go write a book, do the things that we've made or the impact that we've made. So again, this wasn't something that we did. This is something that we did as a result of creating successful partnerships with people like everybody at that table. I remember the first time we met with Brooke Lehrman, Shelley Hellman at the time. We just had a vision. And the thing was, it was basically like we had the right people that wanted to work with us, and we just wanted to make an impact. A lot of times, as Brooke just said, Maryland is the only state, we've gotten 4 laws passed since Jordan's passing. But the interesting thing about, I know that sounds good, right? But the interesting thing about legislation don't mean anything if you don't know what's a bill that protects your child. That's where the real advocacy comes in at. And again, our whole process has been organic. We learn this as we go along. So again, Maryland is an excellent template when you start talking, because this is funny. The only thing I knew about legislation was Schoolhouse Rock. I'm a bill. For those of us that are old enough to understand this, that remember this, I'm just a bill. I'm only a bill. I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. That's all I knew about bills. Ellis was interning while Jordan was in the hospital with Senator Cardin. So Ellis informed me and educated me a lot about getting laws passed and legislation and things like that. But that was all I know. And as we go along, we get better. Now we know how to look at things on paper and see if it makes sense logistically, because a lot of stuff can look great on paper, but logistically it doesn't make sense. Now we have that vision, or we have that experience to do that. So again, we want to go ahead and salute Zach. So everybody, if you could give even though you don't know Zach, give him a round of applause. This ain't Zach, but they from the firm. You do? Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, come on, read it.
Give me 1 second. I got a message from Zach. Zach is really, really sorry he couldn't be here. And when you say Zach is that guy, he is that guy. I mean, you better believe and trust in that Zach will make it happen if you need it to happen. And he definitely, as a part of our team, made so much happen for Tanya and Marty. And so he gave me this message. I'm gonna try and make it as short as possible. I'm gonna truncate it a little bit. People come into your life for various reasons. I met Tanya and Marty under some very tragic circumstances. I watched them up close grieve the loss of Jordan and channel that pain into purpose. They are 2 extraordinary people whom I have loved and I call family and my friends. I accept this award on behalf of Billy, Hassan, Malcolm, Nikki, and all the people at the Murphy firm who fought for Jordan. In that vein, we must all support the life-saving work they have engaged in. Tonight, it is an honor to receive this award, but I also want to honor their work by making a $1,000 donation on behalf of my foundation, Philanthropic, to the Jordan McNair Foundation. Thank you, Tanya and Marty, and may God continue to allow you to be a blessing to so many, and long live the spirit of Jordan McNair. Your friend, Zach McNair.
When Jordan first passed, one of the things as a father, I'll blame myself. And what I mean by that is because my goal was, what did I not prepare him for? And what I didn't prepare him for was what I didn't know. I told him everything I knew, but I just didn't teach him. There was no way that I just didn't know what I just didn't know. So when Jordan passed, we started kicking the ideas around with the foundation. And I always told Jordan to be a leader, never be a follower, always stand up for himself, always fight for himself, a variety of things for his survival. However, I never taught Jordan to, if he felt uncomfortable around an adult or a coach, to speak up. If he saw something was going on with one of his teammates that he didn't feel comfortable with, speak up. Never told him any of this. I always told Jordan to be coachable, parents in the room. I always told him to be coachable. It's a big difference. Plant the seeds of self-advocacy now. It's never too late. The younger they are, the earlier you plant those seeds. And what you do when you plant these seeds, basically you teach them to speak up for themselves if they feel uncomfortable. Because again, if they don't, guess what? It can happen. And a lot of these tragedies happen because, as Ellis said in the actual documentary, Jordan's only fault was he just was trying to be a good teammate. So what we came up with a acronym that you saw as KOBY. If you follow any of us on social media, I wear Kobe stuff all the time. KOBY, which is keep on believing in yourself. So one of the things that we did was you saw our Kobe ambassadors, right? Because again, we have student athletes that are peers that are Kobe ambassadors. Who to be the better ambassador other than a young person? So our Kobe Student Athlete of the Year award goes to Reyes Booth. Come on up, champ.